All right, it appears to be working. Hopefully that what you're hearing now comes at the very end of where I left off a while ago. Or this will be placed somewhere throughout the video, but let's go ahead and get on with it if we will. Very powerful day. Again, this is Ramblin' Randy. I'm down here in the deep piney woods of East Texas trying to carry my water, do my part to help save this country. And get things back to a degree of sanity. I doubt if things will ever be back to the way things were. Hopefully they never will, because the way things were before, we were under the ether and we did not have the rock turned over and see all the snakes running around underneath what we thought was the good old days that we want to get back to. We want to get back to those good old days, the way they were, without the underlying agenda being created by those like this individual potentially here. I'm not sure if he's on the good side or bad side, but Fauci's up there and so is Radcliffe. This is about the COVID-19 scam, fear scam. It is real, but the lipstick they're putting on this pig is designed to drive everybody in their house. So that, look at the logic for that. If you put someone in their house, tell them all to stay there. One of them came in infected, the whole family is going to go down with it, because they're sitting in that house. They're not getting fresh air. They're not getting any vitamin D. They're not being they're not getting the proper supplements or eating or getting out and communicating. Anyway, this is what we need to see. We need to see this take place and expose these people. They are in the House, which means that Nancy Pelosi makes the rules for all the little puppets in the House to follow, and they've already circumvented some of the things that the Republicans, the other side of this deal, are wanting to have in, which would expose these people. Bear in mind, I'm a political atheist, basically. I don't care about either party as long as whoever's in charge is trying to eradicate and get rid of the Federal Reserve Bank and the dollar as we know it today. It is the evil that is the means the ability to do things that the dark side and human frailties of greed run awry plays with. The dollar no longer exists. It's in digits. It's in little dots. It's in little computer programs. There's not hard printed paper backed by any commodity out there on the planet Earth called a dollar. We have to get back to sound money, or we are spinning our wheels. If Yellowhead does not come across and get rid of this damn U.S. dollar and its artificial power, then we hadn't made any progress. This will just be a little time goes by and they'll sink the hook deeper. God help us, God help us, if the opposing team, which is heavy on this side right here, is trying to take down the U.S. The dark side is trying to level the U.S. economy so that we'll be par with the rest of the people other than those running the governments, and then to get a complete global governing system. You'd think that would be practical and logical to have, but no, it's not. Because it would be if the intent was honorable and a fair exchange of value by those governing us. If all of the rules, regulations, and laws were a fair exchange of value to every single individual within reason, then we're going to have problems if we don't have a fair exchange of value. You can't take from Peter to pay Paul. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's what we're living in. How do you fight a Ponzi scheme? You fight a Ponzi scheme with a Ponzi scheme that actually works. Let's see what this cat here has to say.
For diagnostics, personal protective equipment, ventilators, and other devices.
He's with the Food and Drug Administration.
Since the public health emergency was declared, we issued more than 50 guidance documents to help ensure the continuity of health care and safe food supply, and we put into place new initiatives to accelerate the development of needed products. Additionally, we have kept the American public up.
I'll come back to these periodically as we have some exciting news go along. I'm going to be listening to this most of the hearing, and we'll discuss it, or I'll discuss it. And when I said we'll discuss it, that's very important. Part of this message. I am creating, have created. I've just had some massive magic happen against me with programmers to keep me from having this project up. My project is designed to help you, the one that can hear me. You have something inside of you that you've learned in your life journey that is of value to all of our community. We want to know what that is. We want to know if what you see in the sky, you think that that's regular aircraft patterns that they're flying or making circles in the sky. We want to see pictures of that. We'll pay you for that. We want to hear about what your opinion. Your opinion does, in fact, matter for us. It matters for us. Tell us what's on your mind, your feelings, your opinions. They do have value, and we'll pay you for those. We'll pay you for the stories that you write about your passion for this country, the rule of law, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. You tell us what it means to you. There's a very high likelihood that I'll put a book together of maybe 100 to 200 of the best from the heart feelings from our members how they love this country and what it's done for them and how they feel about how it's deteriorating right now. We put all those into a book form, and we sell that book on Amazon, and we send that book to everyone sitting on this platform that you see on the screen in front of you, including Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States. And support Donald Trump. Not because he's a Republican, any of that stuff, because he is the one that I feel strongly is going in and is going to take the head off the snake and get rid of the Federal Reserve banking system as we know it today and take us back to sound money. Hear me well. Listen to me. If we do not get rid of the Federal Reserve Bank in this battle, the battle consists of what Trump has done up to this point, moving toward getting rid of the Federal Reserve Bank, and if he's elected, which we have to have him elected so that he will finish the job over in the next term, and get rid of the Federal Reserve Bank as we know it today and get back on sound money. All this other horse manure that we're seeing, this COVID-19 deal, everything that you see, the Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, all that stuff going through show glass windows with these kids, that stuff is designed to keep Trump from getting into the second term so that he will not take down the Federal Reserve Bank, because the Federal Reserve Bank is what allows all of these dark ops and all these evil things happening. They are funded. They use fake digits of money to spread around to take care of, to create all these scenarios that are killing our ass, killing us. They have an agenda to thin down the population into a more manageable position. They're trying to do what's called a delecti. It's called a Heidelian delecti. It's a man named Heidel that he came up with this little system. It is create a situation or a problem. You're looking at it right here, COVID-19. You're looking at it again on the damn kids out there trying to set up, homesteads inside of Washington, D.C. and little parks and things, chaos, anarchy. That's all part of this to throw a big wrench into this economy that we got that was roaring behind Yellowhead. That's what I call Trumpy, Yellowhead. They're doing everything in their power because why? If they do not, he goes into second term, I would say that it's not off the radar for some of those people to be literally swinging from a yardarm. Yes, swinging from a yardarm in the court center, or have a sheet over their head with their hands tied behind them in front of a firing squad. That is a fact. There has been treason that has taken place behind all this. They cannot afford it. They are across their Rubicon, and so is Yellowhead. The battle is on. We need you. And how do we need you? We need for you to get rich. That's right. We're in the getting you rich business. That's our weapon. And I'll show you how I can help you get rich if you'll help me save this country. All you got to do is listen to the Constitution as we read it. This is prerequisites for me to show you how to. I'll guarantee you can receive what you think you're worth. Yes, if you're willing to do the work necessary to do it. That's right. What is that work? Take a picture, write an article. I told you earlier. Go back and listen to this again. Hadn't got time. So I will guarantee you that if you will, in fact, get educated, we'll help educate you on what's really going on. The way that we win is with knowledge, numbers, know-how, commitment, and follow-through. And it doesn't take much. People say, I tell people, look, just give someone who you see that's working hard on the front lines, throw them a penny. Oh, a penny ain't going to help them. Yes, it damn sure is. If 1 million people throw them a penny, do the math. What if 1 million people threw them a dime when they're up there fighting the front lines and trying to expose Fauci? Let's see what Fauci's saying.
Million infections. So it's a serious situation. In some respects, we've done very well. Right now, for example, the New York metropolitan area, which has been hit extraordinarily hard, has done very well in bringing the cases down and using the guidelines that we have very carefully.
It has nothing to do with those guidelines.
To try and carefully reopen their city and their state.
This is a fear agenda driven deal.
We're now seeing a disturbing surge of infections that looks like it's a combination, but one of the things is an increase in community spread. And that's something that I'm really quite concerned about that. And you know that this has been something that's been in the press over the past couple
This guy's going to continuously throw something in there, fear-based, to keep people jittery, because when you're under fear, your immune system's weakened, and you will, in fact, get things that you wouldn't have if you'd been happy, joyous, and free. This is a psyop, and this guy right here has got to get taken down. He is part of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that's trying to vaccinate the entire world. Every single year, if they win, there'll be a new vaccine coming out where they can literally take control of the entire globe.
in our ability to address those surgings that we're seeing in Florida, in Texas, in Arizona, and in other states. They're not the only ones that are having a difficulty. Bottom line, Mr. Chairman, it's a mixed bag. Some good and some now we have a problem with.
All right, now I'm going to have to ask about the president because you talked about testing and how important it is, and
Here we go.
And I know how important it
Remember,
is.
this cat's a
Actually,
Democrat.
Over the weekend, the president said, and I quote, "When you do testing to that extent, you're going to find more people, you're going to find more cases. So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please," unquote. And this morning he said he meant this. So Dr. Fauci, do you agree with that? Does it make sense that to safely open our economy, we should be limiting the number of tests rather than ensuring that anyone who needs a test...
That is an improper way to package that question, and he knows it.
Tell us about the testing. And your microphone is on.
I, as a member of the task force, and my colleagues on the task force, to my knowledge, I know for sure, but to my knowledge, none of us have ever been told to slow down on testing. That just is a fact. In fact, we will be doing more testing, as you've heard from Admiral Girard.
The more testing, the more people who are going to show with the virus. By the way, wake up. You're going to get it. I'm going to get it. Everybody's going to get it. It's the damn virus. And to the degree you get it, it's based on your immune system, period. End of discussion.
Exactly what's going on in community spread. So it's the opposite. We're going to be doing more testing, not less.
And then let me just ask the same question of Dr. Redfield. Do you agree with the president on this? Do you think we should be testing more people?
Trying to get a unanimous yes on this so Trump will look silly.
Yes, Dr. Fauci said all of us have been and continue to be committed to increasing readily timely.
I'll come back to y'all when the questions from the Republicans come up, because this is all one-sided and biased. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, here's a question.
Yes, sir.
No, Congressman.
Thank you. All right, let's go to...
The president did not, they had to say no, he'd never asked him to slow down on testing.
A website, I believe, on the FDA side dealing with convalescent plasma and antibody-rich investigational therapies that may help fight the virus. What's the status of the research into the effectiveness of convalescent plasma in fighting COVID-19? What do we know right now?
Thank you, Congressman Walden. Really important question from a therapeutics point of view. As everyone here knows, convalescent plasma is where you take the natural immunity from a person.
This is going to just be technical things. I'll come back and we'll review this. But by the way, if you start reviewing these things, when I start having these live conference calls with everybody who joins over to Rabbit Hole Herald and the Silent Supporter Society, if you watch these that I suggest that I'll make videos on, and then we have our call, and then you call in and you make a comment that's profound or makes sense or has value, you will be the one getting a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter from everybody else. That could mean if 10,000 people are listening to the show and you call in and make a comment that everybody likes, they could flip you a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter. Hell, if 10,000 flip you 10 cents, that's $1,000 just for making that call in. We're trying to, my objective here is to weaponize and fight the dark side by getting you more so financially sound to raise your standard of living for those people who will put forth work, because we have to have work or they'll call it a Ponzi scheme. What it is, I'm using their system that they've stolen from us against them, except with something that will actually sustain itself. We have no way of recovery with this 1x10 force matrix called the Federal Reserve Fractional Reserve Banking System. With this platform that I've got, all I'm doing is reversing the flow of that. Instead of the money going to the thieves stealing from our hard work, it's going back to the person who created the value. And we can seriously do our part to save this country by making you more money. I mean, it's a crazy sounding thing, but that's what I'm after. I'm weaponizing you. I'm getting you richer so that you will be happy, listen, study, listen to the Constitution. You will dance with the one that brought you, us, and you'll quit listening to these crazy bastards trying to make you think that the sky's falling. It's not falling. If it starts falling, we got our heads screwed on right with critical thinking and logic. We'll build a damn shed to keep the sky from hurting us. We don't need these people to tell us how to run our life. They have an agenda so that they can control us, so we'll be their little virtual slaves. That's no joke. You hear that a lot, but it is in fact what's happening. If you're supposed to make $100 an hour and they're taking $80 of it because you're standing on earth and you're getting 20, but you're having to buy products that are expensive even at $100 an hour. You know, and we're behind the eight ball. We've got to turn that around. We got to take charge of our own money. You say something, you take a picture, you do something good that our group, all of us like, you get rewarded directly in gold, Bitcoin, or if you want, worthless paper fiat. Help me save this country. Put a comment down here below, subscribe to this channel, and we'll do that together. We have to build it together. It has to be transparent, and it has to be totally free. All participation, if someone wants to support someone else, is going to have to come from their heart. There is no fee involved in transferring. You put your worthless paper fiat money into a little account. We break it down to our internal little credits. 1 penny equals 1 credit, and we call them pennies, spelled P-E-N-E-Es, and you flip someone one of your pennies, P-E-N-N-E-Es, when they get it, a bunch of them, they can convert them into either the value of gold, silver, Bitcoin, or back into worthless paper fiat. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this. All it takes is for you to make a commitment that you want to get off your backside there and help us save this country. You can do it sitting in a chair at home. If you're not going to get up and carry a picket sign, or go fight the Black Lives Matter people over the craziness they're doing, at least flip someone a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter who is willing to do that. Okay? That's what we need. People to make a commitment to support others from the goodness of their heart, and in return, you will get rich. Simple. Ramblin' Randy, I'll be back with you.